Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sports Fellas. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. So today we got our honored guest,
Driston. Nice to be here.
Thank you for coming, Driston. So, Driston, who's your team?
Kansas City.
The Chiefs?
Yes, the Chiefs.
Obvious, right? All right, we'll talk a little bit about them here shortly. So we're going to go ahead and go over our week 6 of the NFL season. So we've got a lot of surprises, a lot of teams that we didn't think was going to be successful. So we'll tune into each of the games here, and then we'll go from there. So let's start off with tomorrow's game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Buccaneers are coming off a successful win against Miami, and Philadelphia had a surprising win against Carolina. So, Driston, who are you picking and why?
Clearly the Bucs. I think it's a no-brainer because, the Bucs are a super caliber team once again. Tom Brady, his 3 wide receivers, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown. You can't beat that offense. That defense is great too, man. I don't know. The Eagles got nothing on the Bucs.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, so yes, Tampa Bay's playing in a high caliber. Tom Brady's looking phenomenal. I mean, he is the GOAT. And Driston, when I look at how Tampa Bay is set up, the weapons. I mean, yes, Gronkowski is out right now, the Gronk, with the rib injury. But, I mean, Cameron Tate, O.J. Howard can step up in those roles. And then Antonio Brown is playing phenomenal. What I would really like to see is to see Scotty Miller get a little bit more reps. And, of course, Mike Evans is always a presence. He's a nightmare to go against. But I like the fact that they're really putting the effort in the run game, especially with Leonard Fournette and then Jones. And then I don't know if Giovanni Bernard, because he was out last game, I believe. I don't recall. But I feel that they will have their number against the Eagles. Because the Eagles, yes, Jalen Hurts is an awesome quarterback. I like the way he played against Kansas City that last week. It's just that they're missing a lot of pieces. So I think this is going to be a game for them. So we both agree that Tampa Bay will win.
And like the Eagles, they just lack receivers too. They don't have that elite wide receiver. I mean, I guess who was the Heisman last year? Devontae? Their new receiver, the rookie?
Yeah, Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, yeah. I mean, I guess he's stepping up. But other than Devontae Smith, I don't really see any good weapons on that offense.
Well, one last thing for the Eagles is Zach Ertz. What's going on with him? I mean, the guy, he's a good tight end, but when you look at his numbers, statistically, he's struggling. And I don't know, it's because if the quarterback if they're not pairing off, or I don't know what's going on. But the thing is that Sanders, they need to get back to running the ball, create opportunities, and chomp down time management on the clock. Because the thing is that they did a good job kind of controlling Dallas, but Dallas is right now on the top.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that they're going to run away with the NFC East. So we'll talk to them here shortly. So we both agree it's going to be the Buccaneers winning.
Yes.
Okay. On up, we have the Miami Dolphins visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right. So Miami got blown out last week by Tampa Bay. And Jacksonville is just – what's going on with Jacksonville? I mean, what could it be? I mean, you heard about – well, we're not here about to talk about people, but okay, so we got Urban Meyer with his little scandal that he did. Trevor Lawrence is trying to learn about the league, and
I feel like he hasn't lived up to the hype.
And the thing is that going in. I mean, yes, they got Marvin Jones. I mean, him and Trevor Lawrence and Marvin Jones has had some good numbers together, but it's just that then you got Robinson. And then you also have Carlos Hyde. I mean, you have 2 good running backs, but they're just not able to produce. So with Miami coming in, Miami's also been struggling. And
with 2 out, it's going to be difficult. Does he come back this game?
I don't recall. I don't think so.
Yeah, if that's another week of him.
But Jacob Brissett's a good quarterback. I mean,
he's all right.
Here's the thing. They did give they gave Las Vegas a hard time, the Raiders. They gave them a little hard time. But here's the thing. That could have been maybe because this is where we were starting to see the decline of the Raiders. And let's get this clear. Shout out to Don and Brandon Burns. They're huge Raider fans. the thing is with the Raiders at that time, they were playing from behind. So, like I said, we don't know if Miami was just that terrible or Las Vegas was just playing mediocre. We don't know. But in this game, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna gamble on this. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I think they're gonna take advantage of Miami's kind of disarray. So, what do you think?
I think Miami, man. Besides their offensive line and Jacoby Brissett, I think that's a great offense and an amazing defense at that too. So, if they can fix up their offensive line, I think they'd be great. It's just they allow too much pressure on the quarterback, and bro, people get past them so easily.
And what's going on with the running back? Remember last year, Gaskin, right?
Yeah.
Last year he was making some noise.
And he's been struggling this year.
But he's been struggling.
Last night, man, he went off. Got 31 points on fantasy. He did pretty good this week. But I'm not sure if that will be a consistent thing though. Considering, like I said, their offensive line, I don't think it's good enough to be consistent.
I'm just going for optimism, so I'm going to go for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Just for optimism. We'll see if they'll do something there.
I'll stick with Miami, yeah.
Okay. Next up, we've got the Minnesota Vikings visiting the Carolina Panthers. So Minnesota barely squeaked by to a team for both games lost to a field goal in Detroit, to the Detroit Lions. Carolina was the hot team going in, but then they went to Dallas, they lost, and then they lost to Philadelphia. So this game's kind of intriguing because the Panthers should be getting Christian McCaffrey back this weekend. That's a big help. Sam Darnold's playing pretty good. But what I've noticed is that yes, DJ Moore is a weapon. That guy is something else. But here's the other side. The other side is that Robbie Anderson has not been getting a lot of reps. And Robbie Anderson is a good wide receiver. So who are you going to pick in this game and why?
Honestly, that's going to be a tough one. Because the Vikings, they're a great team as well. I think they're both great teams. The Panthers have kind of fallen off, but their defense has been blowing it up this season. I'm trying to think, man. That's gonna be a close one. Honestly, I could go with both sides, but just because I'm a little biased and because the players on the Vikings, I just have to go with the Vikings, bro. I'm on that Dalvin Cook hype train. I love Dalvin Cook, one of my favorite players. If he's back this week, full 100% healthy, I think he'll light that defense up. And it will be a difficult challenge for him, but maybe he'll be able to produce. Kirk Cousins has been doing pretty good this season, especially Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Yeah, they've been lighting it up. They have a great offense, and yeah, but that's going to be a good matchup, bro, because the Panthers' defense is great as well. So,
and to the Viking fans out there, of course, shout out to Todd and also Chaz, one of the guys here, and Greg as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. So here's the thing. All right, so Minnesota, they have all the pieces that they need offensively. You said it, Jefferson, Thielen, Cook. They've got everything that they need. But for some reason, it's when you, on paper, they're elite. But then you see them play, you're like, okay, what's going on here? It could be the defense, maybe, because Mike Zimmer has this scheme set up. He's a defensive-minded type of guy. But the problem is like when he starts playing against big competition, he struggles.
Yeah.
And they're built to beat Green Bay. They have the pieces to take on Green Bay. So now with the example that they're going in Carolina, I just want to know is this going to be a high-scoring affair? Could it be? Because Sam Darnold, one of the things that Minnesota does struggle against is on the secondary.
Yes.
Their pass rush, not bad. It's not bad. But overall, I need to see, like I said, we need to see the other players step up for Carolina. We need to see Robbie get more receptions. We need to see DJ Moore. Well, we really don't need to see. He's a great player. I mean, he did slip a little bit last week against Philadelphia, but feed him the ball. And if Christian McCaffrey comes back, which I'm assuming he is, get him, dump the pass off, run the ball. do whatever, and then use the other running back. What's his name? Hubbard? Is his name Hubbard?
Yes, Hubbard.
Yes. Two-headed monsters.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
in there. So you're taking Minnesota. I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina. I just feel that they're back at home, and if Christian comes back, he's going to give them a hard time. So but I'm gonna say it's going to be a field goal.
Field goal? Yeah, I can agree with that, man. Like, that's a close one for me right there.
All right, so a real good game coming up is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers against the Baltimore Ravens. This is very interesting. And tune in, you guys. The next episode on Saturday, we will talk about this game. So please, you guys, tune in. And like I said, like and subscribe on YouTube. And feel free to drop some lines. Talk to us. Tell me what you think, who's your team and why. And if we were wrong, and if you think we lost our minds, just talk to us because we would like to hear from you. So back to the game here. All right, so Los Angeles Chargers is 4-1. They are playing phenomenal. That game that they played against Dallas, their only loss right now, I felt that it opened them up. They should have won that game. And no offense to America's team, I get it. But here's my thing. We are witnessing the Chargers. We're witnessing this team becoming an elite team.
Definitely, bro.
So they're going into Baltimore. Now, Baltimore had a phenomenal win. What a comeback against the Indianapolis Colts. And shout out to Kyle and Sean Clem, the Colts fans. I know you guys got upset. I would too. You're going against another team that's 4-1 in Baltimore. Now, let's start off first with the Chargers. Like I said, Justin Herbert. The guy's putting up crazy statistic numbers. He's also with the weapons that he had. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Jared Cook, right? Is Jared Cook the tight end?
Yes.
Whoa. Offensively, they're a nightmare to go in. I mean, they've beaten these elite teams. I mean, they beat Kansas City at Arrowhead. They barely got that win against Cleveland. But, hey, it goes to show they can match up. And, yes, they barely lost to Dallas. But we'll talk about Dallas in a sec. But here's my thing. I'm stumped because in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, the guy, one of the things is that for all the Raven fans, so shout out to Grimm and Taylor, you guys, and I'm gonna talk to the Raven fans here. Lamar, hold the ball. If you're going to run, hold the ball. But on the flip side, what amazing quarterback that he is, that he's creating these opportunities, especially with him and Hollywood Brown. Then Mark Andrews didn't have a single touchdown this season, got 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions. The guy played lights out. I have him in fantasy football, by the way, so thank you. So now let's get to the point here. Both 4-1. They're both on top of the division. It's at Baltimore. Who are you going to take, Dristan, and why?
As much as I hate to say, I think I got to go with Los Angeles, man. Their offense is too good. They're on fire, as you said. I don't think there's no stopping them. Their defense is also great. I think they've only allowed I think they have the second best pass defense in the league or something.
I believe they're no, because I think it's Buffalo, but we'll find out statistically. You know, we're not. Mm-hmm. It's okay. We're not on ESPN, so if we made an error, it's not a big deal. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they're probably third, maybe fourth, because right now on top is Buffalo and Dallas in the league itself, but they're in the top 10. How about that? That's fair. They're in the top 10.
Sounds fair. I think they have a great defense. They have an amazing offense. And as good as the Ravens are, I have to take Los Angeles. They are on fire right now, man. And I love watching them play because every time they play, something crazy is going to happen. Same with the Ravens, too. I think this is going to be a really close game, a high-scoring game, or maybe not.
This is a very unique pick. Very unique. and I'm not going to drag it out too long, but here's the thing. I like both teams. They're both playing exceptionally well. They both have beaten Kansas City, your team. But the Ravens barely squeaked by to beat Kansas City.
Ravens got lucky.
And the Chargers beat you guys convincingly. But there was some miscues.
Yes.
Now we don't want, like I said, I don't want Kansas City fans coming after me now. But here's the thing. And this is why I'm going to choose here. I'm going to agree with you with Los Angeles. And this is why. If you saw the game Monday night, Carson Wentz did not throw a single interception. John Taylor, the wide running back, Jonathan Taylor, was having their way with the line. Also, Pittman was having a great game. Now, you got a team in Los Angeles that has two awesome wide receivers, also a tight end in Cook, and then Austin Eckler. They're going to do is they're going to wear and tear the Ravens, tire them out, and Herbert is just going to have a heyday. If they take the blueprint of what Carson Wentz was doing, it's going to be double. And so I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, but I think that Los Angeles is going to go and beat them by 7, by a touchdown. That's where I see it. So I'm telling you, this is a good time for Charger fans. If they beat Baltimore, this is a great way to really start off getting the dominance in the AFC, because you still got to play Kansas City. So they're not out of the woods yet, but this would be exceptional in the resume going forward. Now, let's just say that maybe if Baltimore would win. If Baltimore wins, again, it's the same thing. They can ride on that and say, hey, we beat Kansas City. Now we've beaten Los Angeles, and we can keep it going because they still got to deal with Cleveland. And then also always with the divisional rivalry with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you're not done there. But Pittsburgh, they're not as elite as they were before. So we're both agreeing it's going to be the Chargers.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams visiting the New York Giants, the G-Men. All right. So this is another unique case here. The Rams are right under the Cardinals right now. The Cardinals is the only team that's undefeated. They're going to visit a team in the Giants that's depleted. Jones, Barkley, Golladay, and who's their other wide receiver that just went out? Oh, Shepard? Was it Sterling? No, who was that other wide receiver?
I am not sure.
Well, anyway, it matters anyway. But hey, good job on them for kind of trying to hang in there with Dallas, but Dallas just ran away with it. This is simple.
Yeah, I think
the Rams are, again, they are trying to stay out top with Arizona because they still have the opportunity to win that division. But right now, Arizona will get their test here, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But overall, Matthew Stafford has changed that formula of that team. The guy can throw the ball. The guy makes plays happen, and he's an exciting player to watch. And so, therefore, Cooper Kupp is playing phenomenal as well. Robert Woods, he's catching up here and there, but look at this. Deshaun Jackson, what a weapon that they have. Now, on the running game, Henderson's not bad.
He's been doing pretty good.
He's doing pretty good. Their run game's not that great.
Mm.
So they're going to try to beat you by throwing down the ball.
Yeah.
So we're not going to drag it out with the Giants. The Giants, it's a growing pains. It's going to be a long season for them. So I got the Rams. Yeah, I assume you got the Rams. So that's case closed.
I think, man, getting Matthew Stafford from the Lions, that was an amazing trade right there.
All right. Well, hey, next up, we've got the Houston Texans visiting the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to go ahead and give a shout out to Chuck's team. Chuck is a big Texans fan. And then we got Kyle, both the guys on the studio, that he's a Colts fan. So always shout out to the Colts fans. So Houston almost beat New England. But again, it goes to show when you don't play defense and you let a lead go, that's on you. Now, the Colts, on the other hand, we didn't expect them to be good. And here's the thing. The record does not give them justice, because here's the thing. They should have beaten Baltimore. I'm going to say it. They had everything they needed to do to beat Baltimore, and they let them off the hook, like Dennis Green said. Let them off the hook. Why? Because they were getting tired. Those guys, it looked like they needed oxygen machines out there. They were just getting beat down, and they were going against a team that was hungry to win. And that's why that game was so phenomenal Monday night, because overall they went out there and they said, we're not going to lose. I thought the game was over, Tristan. I thought it was over. I said, nope, I think the Colts are going to win. I'm going to have to hear it from Kyle, then maybe a little here and there. People, Colt fans come out of nowhere. And no. This is a divisional game. The Colts are primed to win this, because the Colts gives the Texans a hard time. Even when Peyton Manning was there before, Texans struggle against the Colts. For some reason, they struggle. So this is simple for me. I'm taking Indianapolis. They're at home. I think that loss that they had at Baltimore should make them look at themselves and say, hey, we have the pieces that we need to kind of get in there, stay relevant. If they can find their niche, this could be a wild card team. I'll throw it out there. They could be a wild card team. It's a long shot. But if they keep, with the defense that they have, it could happen. So I'm taking the Colts.
I'll take the Colts too, and that's simply because they do not have Tyrod Taylor playing. With him out, I don't think they're doing much. They were doing really good, in my opinion. With him in, they weren't doing too bad. And if he was in, I think this would be a close one. But with him out, man, it's simple. It's the Colts.
It just bums me out too that they have Phillip Lindsay, they got Burkhead, and then they got Mark Ingram.
They've got a very deep.
They've got good running backs, and they still can't get nothing going. It just sucks, because overall the Texans. With when J.J. Watt left, it just felt like that team has changed, and so they're just going to have to rebuild, and hopefully in time they can start putting their pieces together, because like I said, they're a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
So, and then especially with that distraction of Deshaun Watson, they just gotta start over and kind of just start focusing on the draft, get some players in, get them acclimated. And then, because in their conference in the AFC South, Tennessee, they still got to deal with Tennessee within Derrick Henry. They got to deal with, some players that are still in their caliber. But overall, they have the advantage. So if they start over, like Jacksonville is, I don't know how many times they've done start overs, but Houston can get there. But they got a long ways to go. So, this pretty much wraps it up. I think we're both going for Indianapolis.
Yep.
So, all right, next up, we have your team, the Kansas City Chiefs, going to visit the Washington football team.
I think this is a no-brainer.
All right, well, before that, here's the thing. So we know that Kansas City lost last Sunday night to the Buffalo Bills. Shout out to Patrick, big Buffalo Bills fan. And also, Washington struggled against New Orleans. Washington has not been playing the same as they did last year. Last year, that second half of the season, they became a defense nightmare. Now, when they went in and won the division, but when they went in and played against Tampa in the playoffs, they just didn't have the answers. They didn't have the answers to stop Tom Brady. It was still a fun game. Offensively here with Washington, Terry, their wide receiver Terry. You got him.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. Yeah, he's an awesome wide receiver. So we got him in, and then you got Gibson and McKissick. How you say it? Like McKissick, right?
J.D. McKissick.
Yeah. So they've got a good run game going on, and Logan Thomas is still out, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to be out till I believe week 8. So in a couple more weeks.
Kansas City is just too much offensively. And the thing that concerns me, if I was a Washington fan, the fact is, how do I stop Patrick Mahomes? How do I make sure that Travis Kelce does not beat us? How do I make sure who's going to guard Tyreek Hill? And then Hardman. And then also now that Josh Gordon has been playing, they've got weapons, and there's still a headache. Now, is everyone going to start copying what Tampa Bay introduced to us in the last year's Super Bowl? Are they going to start playing 2 safeties? Are they going to spy on Mahomes? Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded guy, but I just feel that they just don't have enough. I think it's going to be like the Chiefs and Eagles game in a sense. I think the Chiefs are going to run away with it. It's going to help them out, but the brakes are going to stop when they play Dallas. I said it, guys. I said it, but that's another time. But for now, I think this is hands down. It's going to be the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, and I feel like their record doesn't show how good of a team they are. Well, I mean, offensively, defensively is just a mess. It is tragic to watch that defense play, and that's coming from me. It makes me so upset. But besides, the flaws we have on defense, we lost to great teams. Every team we've lost to, the Chargers, they're 4-1. Every single team we've lost to are in the top of their division, have an amazing record, So it's not like we are doing terrible. I feel like we're losing to great teams. So, we'll turn it around, make something happen. I'm sure that defense will make something happen in the second half of the season, because that's what happened last year too. We were rough at the beginning, but we ended up turning it around, doing really good in the second half of the season. So I'm hoping that's what we'll redo that.
Yeah, about that. You guys defensively are soft. You guys are not intimidating on the defense side. Now, hold on. Before you get in your feelings, hold on. Here's the thing. Overall, Kansas City, offensively, they can rack up the points. And I'm not going to put the blame on Patrick Mahomes, because he's a phenomenal leader. He's the face of the NFL. It's just unfortunate when he gets put in these situations when the defenses find a way to get to him and make pressure happen, and then when Tyreek's dropping the ball or Travis Kelce's dropping the ball, or when there's missed opportunities,
yes,
it puts more pressure on him to catch up. And the thing is they can go in a shootout with you, but the game against Buffalo and against the Chargers and against Baltimore, these teams can rack up points. And so then when you start getting shootout affairs, now you need to capitalize on the Chiefs' offensive mistakes. With when Allaire fumbled that ball against Baltimore, and then the interception.
We had 4 turnovers against Los Angeles.
So and here's the thing: you made Josh Allen look fun. I mean, the guy's already an awesome quarterback. I'm kind of jumping on the Buffalo Bills, kind of a little not bandwagon. I'll just say I see you guys. Here's the thing: Kansas City is still an elite team. There's no denying that. It's just that defensively, you guys are in trouble. So we're going to leave it at that. But here's my thing. As the weeks to go, when you come back on the show, we'll give you the opportunity to prove us wrong, okay?
Okay. Sounds good, man. And I look forward to it.
All right. Next up, we have a divisional game here. We have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Chicago Bears, the Bears. So, first off, the Green Bay Packers, close win against the Cincinnati Bengals. That was funny. That field goal kick was hilarious. Going to visit Chicago, who just beat the Las Vegas Raiders. So Aaron Rodgers comes to town to Chicago. That's his second home because he dominates against Chicago. Chicago is 3-2. The Packers are 4-1.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is just he's another nightmare of a wide receiver. He's just a phenomenal player. And some of the players that are behind the scenes, like Aaron Lazard, and then Scanling, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about, but
he's got the long last name.
Yeah,
help us out on that one. And then Aaron Jones. I mean, they've got the weapons they need to go forward. And then Tanyan, the tight end, when he decides to play good, he's there, but he's mostly a blocker, right?
Yeah, he hasn't been doing much this season.
Here's my thing. I'm just going to go against the record. The record is that Aaron Rodgers doesn't struggle against the Bears. He doesn't. And they're going to go into Chicago. It's going to be a fun game because I like watching Khalil Mack. I just feel that with the Bears, they could give Green Bay a hard time, but I just think this is Green Bay.
Yeah, I don't see the Bears doing much against the Packers, honestly. I have Green Bay all the way.
All right. So, yep, we both agree. Green Bay. Next up, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals going to Detroit. So, to visit the Lions. All right. So, we have two teams. The Lions, I feel bad for them. I really do. The Lions, they got a new coach. The trade-off with Matthew Stafford to Jared Goff. Jared Goff hasn't really been playing really good.
A huge downgrade, in my opinion.
And then Marvin Jones isn't there no more. And overall, they're just in disarray. And it's just so unfortunate. They're gonna have to just be the team that I hope they don't go 0-16. I really don't. Like I said, we're from Wichita. I'm from Wichita. Are you from Wichita?
I am from Texas.
All right. Everything's always bigger in Texas. So Barry Sanders is he's our guy.
Yeah.
And so I've always had a soft spot for the Lions. The Bengals is just a better equipped team going in. They should have beaten the Packers. They should have beaten them. That's on them. They should have went for it in that 4th and 1, ran the ball. But like I said, that's in the past now. So to me, this is real simple. Cincinnati's just going to go in there and beat the Lions convincingly.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to demolish the Lions. The Lions just, I don't know. I feel like they lack a lot of strong positions. Like receiver, they don't really have any elite wide receivers that you can name off the top of your head, in my opinion at least. They have DeAndre Swift, which he's really good, but it's just unfortunate with the offense he has. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of opportunity to, score touchdowns or make a big name for himself.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on. So we have America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, heading to the East, going to visit the New England Patriots. So Dallas is playing pretty high caliber right now, and they're going to visit a team that just barely beat the Houston Texans. This is so unique that Dak Prescott is playing super phenomenal. And the weapons that he has as well, and CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Now you have not only Zeke is playing much better than he did last year. Now he's got Pollard. That guy is swift on his running scheme. And defensively, the Cowboys are lining up as well. They're top 10 on the defense. So in this game here, I think Dallas has got this.
I think Dallas has got this too. Their defense, at the beginning of the season, I feel like you could ask anybody. They're going to have a great offense, but where they're going to lack, what's going to stop them from being such a great team? Their defense.
And they should have beaten Tampa Bay that first week. I will call it. They had Tampa Bay at the ropes.
I agree. I agree because, man, that was a great first game to open up the season too.
So we'll just have to see there. So we both agree it's going to be Dallas. Shout out to Ryan Brooks. Shout out to Brian Davis, a.k.a. King Looney. And you got any Patriot friends? Zoe and Brandon. So,
I don't got any Patriot
all right, friends. It's okay. It's okay. But anyway, so let's go ahead. Let's move on next on. So we've got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting my team, the Denver Broncos. So I was talking to one of our guys, Don. He's a big Raiders fan. They're in a huge disarray right now. This is so unfortunate that John Gruden, and like I said, I'm not here to judge. You know, I know it was in the past. I get that, but we're not here to talk about the politics and here and there. I'm just going to focus more on the team itself. Right now, I feel the Raiders need to stay focused on the Raiders, not outside influences. Not, well, they said this about the coach. What are we going to do? No. They started off hot, and they let 2 games slide. Would be a good game to bounce back.
Yeah.
Because you're going into Denver. Denver has not been playing consistent. Even when we were 3-0, I knew, okay, if we beat Baltimore, we're for real. If we don't beat Baltimore, we got ways to go. We couldn't even beat Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh is not that good.
Yeah, this season they've been struggling.
So, even though that's my team, Denver, I just feel with the new intern coach going in, I feel that the Raiders can go into, because they don't really struggle in Denver. I've seen plenty of games where the Raiders go in there and they beat them. So I think it's going to happen again. I just feel that the Raiders have more weapons to going in. They're not intimidated by Denver. They can probably run the ball with Jacobs, take care of Jacobs, and let Winfro. Because here's the thing, Hollywood Brown torched our secondary.
Yeah.
And so if you take that formula, hey, we can pass against this team and we can see if we can run against them, Denver's going to have a long day. So I have to go against my team. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I feel Las Vegas is going to get in there and get their win.
I'm proud of you. I have to go with the Raiders too because they're just a great team. It's just 2 games, They've had a lot of outside distractions, clearly. I think they'll bounce back, put up a fight. And I don't think Denver's at that caliber yet, unfortunately.
No, we got ways to go.
So.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. So we have the Sunday night game. We have the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, like we said before, Pittsburgh beat Denver. And Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, they beat the 49ers, right?
Yes.
They did.
Yes, I have no idea, but I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think that'd be.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And that's where. No, actually, wait a second. No, I think I'm wrong, you guys. They lost to the Rams because that's where Russell Wilson got hurt. So no, I take that back. They lost to the Los Angeles Rams. This game's pretty interesting. I remember. Do you remember the Super Bowl years ago? That's when Ben won his first Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's pretty unique. Here's the thing, like I said, there's not really no rivalry there. Because they play each other every 4 years. They don't have Seattle doesn't have Russell Wilson, so there goes one. Now they have to rely on Geno Smith, and he's got weapons at his disposal. You still have DK Metcalf, and you have Tyler Lockett. You also, if Chris Carson's not a go, then Alex Collins is going to start. Again, they're rebuilding right now. Right now, they just lost their leader in Russell Wilson. So these guys are going to have to rally up, and you're going to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh, coming off that win against Denver, they're feeling a little high right now. So I feel this is going to be Pittsburgh's game because they're at home. They're at home, and Claypool has stepped up because now that Juju's out.
Yeah, Claypool and Johnson have been.
Yeah, so
lightened up.
They just need Najee Harris to run the ball, which he shouldn't have a problem because the guy, Roll Tide, has stepped up the run game. So I've got Pittsburgh.
I've got Pittsburgh too. I think Seattle losing Wilson is a huge hit. It's just, just a gigantic hit. I think it's too much for them. And Pittsburgh will pick it up.
All right. So next up, we have the Buffalo Bills. This is the Monday night game, by the way, visiting the Tennessee Titans in Mexico. So they're going to have a little road trip there. So Buffalo's playing amazing. This is a unique team. I can't believe it. I mean, these guys here already last year, they lost in the AFC Championship. I wonder what was going in Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, McDermott, and then the Bills Mafia. Like, hey, we were close. What's it going to take for us to get over there? I am stoked that they brought in Emmanuel Sanders. Now, Emmanuel was on the Super Bowl team that Denver won.
Mm-hmm.
He also played for Pittsburgh. He also was on the Super Bowl team in San Francisco, but you guys, the Kansas City Chiefs, beat him. Emmanuel Sanders has stepped up as a wide receiver. He has taken the pressure off of Stephon Diggs, and now Charles Knox has. Not Charles Knox.
Dawson Knox.
Yeah, Dawson Knox. Charles Knox is a guy that I knew in high school. Where did I get that? But anyways, he's had a touchdown in every single game. And then their run game is not that great. Buffalo's, like we said before, Buffalo's run game with Zach Moss and Singletary, they could do better.
Yeah.
But, hey, if you got Cole Beasley, and then you've got Emmanuel, and you got Diggs and Knox, hey, let it be a high-flying scoring affair. But now, Tennessee, on the other hand, now here's the irony. Then Tennessee went to the AFC Championship the year before, but lost to Kansas City. Derrick Henry's still a beast.
Oh, he's a monster.
He's still a beast.
I think no matter what team he plays, there's no stopping Derrick Henry.
But here's my thing. They got Julio Jones, but then he's been injured in and out.
And A.J. Brown hasn't been doing
A.J.
much,
Brown,
even without Julio on the field.
He's struggling.
Yeah.
I feel when they had Corey Davis on the team, they were dangerous. This is going to be Buffalo's game.
I agree. Buffalo all the way, man.
So there's no way around. I'm trying to find something of Tennessee, but the thing
besides
the Bills,
Henry on Tennessee, I feel like they've got not much going.
Remember
there.
that game when Derrick Henry knocked out Norman?
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But here's my thing. Buffalo is just going to keep putting points on the board, and Tennessee's going to have to play catch up. That's the way I see it. So I think it'll be Buffalo. So, all right. On to the game of the week for us. So, for this week, we have the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Cleveland Browns. Arizona is the only team that's undefeated. They've played exceptionally well. They've added J.J. Watt, some leadership there. And Chandler Jones is playing phenomenal. Offensively, they've added A.J. Green. Christian Kirk is still playing. He's
here and there.
But DeAndre Hopkins, he's paying dividends. Him and Kyle Murray they're a cool duo to watch. So this is going to be a good test for them going into Cleveland. Cleveland, the dog pound. They coming off a loss against the Chargers. They should have beaten the Chargers. I still believe that. But here's the thing that I'm really looking between the lines here. Can the Cleveland Browns, with Chubb and Kareem Hunt, put the pressure on the Arizona defense and keep Kyle Murray off the field? Now, Jarvis Landry is still not there, right? Jarvis Landry is still injured.
He's still going to be injured, but
okay. So Odell has not had a lot of reps.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cooper, right? Austin Cooper. What's the other time?
Austin Hooper.
Cooper, yep. You got him and Njoku. I finally figured that name. This is a must win for Cleveland to stay on top. It would go to their benefit if Pittsburgh would lose and if Baltimore would lose, if the Bengals would lose. But the thing is the Bengals has got an easy one there in line, and I'm not saying that Detroit's easy, but it goes in their favor to win.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh should win that game. The Ravens is going to be the toughest game, but they need this win. But I feel that Arizona can beat them by getting quicker, putting points on the board than Cleveland. So if Cleveland's going to win, their defense has to step. They got to put pressure on Kyler Murray. They got to put pressure. But from what I'm seeing, Arizona's playing right. And I don't think their loss is going to come here. So I'm going to take Arizona.
I'll take Arizona too. They've been playing lights out in every single game. Clearly why they're 4-0. I guess they got kind of lucky against the Vikings, but a win's a win no matter how bad it is. So they're just a great team, great offense. I love Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is, one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. D-Hop. He has too many offensive weapons. Even Chase Edmonds has been doing really good this year. James Conner also in the backfield is just that offense is too good, and I think their defense will be able to stop Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think they'll be able to do it. So yeah, Cardinals.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for tuning in on week 6. So don't forget we have our Sports Fellas show, the show itself, this coming weekend. So we will let you guys know. Visit us on our website. We'll have that information on there. And also, we're going to have a new contest. So the new contest we'll have the links coming up on Saturday. So tune into our show Saturday, and we'll have out more details. Christian, is there any final words you want to say before we go?
No. I just would like to say, for all those Chiefs haters out there, it's a tough start to the season, but we'll make a comeback, guys. All my Chiefs fans, man, we just gotta keep up with it, and we'll pull through. Another Super Bowl is coming our way.
All right, that sounds promising. Well, on my end, you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And again, words cannot express how thankful and how grateful I am that if you're in your vehicle, or if you're at work, or you're just out doing errands, that you took the time to listen to us. All we're just trying to do is entertain, have a good time, and tuning in so you guys are just enjoying the show. I want to personally thank Andrew and the guys behind the scenes. It's always appreciative that they come out and help out. Also, I want to thank the friends, the family. I want to thank everyone that has helped me manage through getting this show together. And like I said, it's just a growing process. We're still learning, but overall, I do it because I like doing this, and it's fun. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and choosing us. So listen to us on Saturday. We're going to be talking about week 6 in depth. We're going to talk a little bit about college. We're going to also talk on Chuck's Dugout. We're going to talk about the ALCS and the NLCS, and we'll see who's going to come out of that. So tune into the next show. Thanks for tuning in.